Hello, footies, and welcome back to FUT in Review, your ultimate FC25 podcast, where we break down everything about the game. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Noxport and Analysis Pro, the experts in video analysis, but more about them later. Today, we are heading into a digital training camp in FC25 where we'll actually send players away and they get better. I wish that would work in real life, but crazier things have happened in the world lately. My name's John, and I'll be your host tonight. And joining me is the Norwegian King of the North, the legendary Walking Food database, being in high demand on the fans list to meet him in person in Crete in May. It's none other than Ingvar.
Hello.
And although the Tuesday Club can't have him anymore, the Friday recording team is always a bit extra special when he's around. It is the voice of FUT with a new nickname. It's Daniel Wimbush. Hello, Dan.
John, Ingvi, great to be back with you both. Yeah, you've met my release. You've met my release clause, and I'm now part of the Friday Club. But on a strictly per appearance basis, you can't afford me full time. But I was going to say, if Ingvi's King of the North in Norway, do we have to get someone on from like Greenland or Antarctica to replace him as King of the North? Is that the target now? Got to increasingly find someone further and further north.
That would be the target, but I'm afraid to head into Greenland territory lately.
Yeah, it'll be called USA land soon, won't it?
Yeah, let's
Allegedly.
not go. Let's not go into that today, shall we? We can go King of the South though and get Marios from Crete. Maybe that helps.
Do it.
Hey guys, every single Friday we start the week with, of course, a topic which normally Dan actually introduces, which is weird if Dan's actually on the show, but I'm still gonna do it. It is time, of course, for our This Week in Football Ultimate Team, where we rate our week in FUT from 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal, 10 being fantastic. So, Ingvi, let's start with you. How has your week in FUT been? What is the rating, and what has been your highlight or your nightmare?
I can say the nightmare has been the bips in the cup. I still have nightmares about that. Swaps was very straining on the eyes. So my week, I think 6 maybe because of the evolutions.
A 6 isn't too bad.
No, I'm feeling kind today.
Oh.
For now.
I can already say Daniel's highlight is his new camera that seems to be out focusing, I think, on your nose, unfortunately.
It's desperately searching for a more attractive face to show, as it does literally as I talk. So I will get this sorted for the next show. I'm nothing if not an unprofessional joke of a podcast host, as we frequently used to joke in my former pod life on the Tarlest end. But yeah, other than upgrading my webcam setup, or downgrading, depending on how you look at it.
Quality's amazing.
The quality is amazing. It's just consistently autofocusing. But I'll figure that out. No, my week in FUT has been, it's actually been annoyingly, I'm coming back to this show on a bit of a down note, because a few weeks ago I thought I'd, not completed the game, but I thought I'd got to a point where I was going to be as good as I was going to be. I was getting 10, 11 wins in weekend league, fine. Riding high in Division 2 in rivals, getting through friendly cups and stuff with quite ease. And then I don't know whatever happened, but this weekend I just ran into demons after demon after demon and only got 8 wins in weekend league. My second week of the fantasy league, I only went 6-6 after starting 9-3. And it's driven me to that point that I'm sure most people listening will be familiar with, where you suddenly start questioning everything in everyone. Suddenly all of your players are trash, your formation is trash, the servers are trash, everything is trash. Whereas actually, it's just life, isn't it? Sometimes you'll just run into a set of good opponents and you just have to take a deep breath, walk away and say, it happens. So I'm going to give my week in FUT a 6 like Ingvi. But generally, if you ask me for my month in FUT, I would say a 7. Although I have to say, this whole FUT Fantasy promo has felt like a side quest. I don't think anybody's actually taken a step stepped forward with their teams in the last couple of weeks. We've all just been busying ourselves, going off and doing something on the side, killing boars. In
Everyone
the forest.
got a free Maradona to upgrade as well. I don't think it's a step sideways for that one, right?
Yeah, but in FUT that was in grassroots greats. This is FUT Fantasy.
That is actually fair. Yeah.
So FUT Fantasy, it's felt a side quest. Everybody just slowly stocking clubs and
trying to get a certain right fullback.
Yes, quite. I'm sure we'll come on to that.
But I can also say one thing before I forget that kind of saved the week, I guess. Level 40, I'm probably one of the few that took Firmino, and I don't regret it because it's so fun to use. So he kind of brightened up the week in FUT for me, at least.
Yeah, I don't think many people did it, but I saw you actually playing him, of course. And there's people that really enjoy this promo as well. But I have to be honest, I think the grassroot grades on except for the name was pretty amazing. For non-native English speakers, it's really hard to do consistently right. But this week has been weird. Like, it's also kids' holiday, school holiday this week, so that makes me a little bit less able to actually play. And I don't care too much for the players. Maybe that's just like, and if you're not grinding the Mycon card, and I've said last week that I don't really need another right fullback, and I think it's too much pressure to play this mode in friendly as well for it. So I've not even tried. I'm going to be completely dead honest with that. I've not even tried one friendly match in that. Just don't care. Then there isn't too much in this promo for me. So I would give it like probably a 6, but it's been just a regular weekend FUT for me. Is that too weird, Dan?
I don't think it's too weird at all. I think we're kind of entering that weird period of the game where the hype and stuff from Team of the Year has died off. A lot of people that might have been new to the game around Christmas might have moved on, and also just most of us have been playing for what the game came out in October, so we're nearly 7 months into the game cycle now. So I think it's quite natural for people just to be not fully focused on this, especially because everybody now knows that you've got FUT birthdays probably 4 weeks away, and then Team of the Season and footy silly season starts. So it's so weird to think that we're already closer to FC 26 than we are to the launch of this game.
Yeah, I have to add 1 point to my weekend FUT though. I just realized we've been working very hard, and it feels weird saying that myself, but we've been working very hard at the new Creed event jersey, which we released this week. And I'm very proud of that. I'll tag some photos on socials and stuff. But that was released this week, and after shutting up about that for like 6 weeks prior to this, I couldn't talk about it. It was really fun to actually be able to release that. So 1 point extra, nothing EA did, but community helps as well, right? I've got one question, and I'm going to ask this for Ingvi first, though. Adam asks us in the podcast question, which of course you can do if you are in the Discord, but you can also just tag us on socials or set a email to footreview@gmail.com. Adam asks, do you lads have an alternative format they could have done for the cup for Mycon? It seems pretty random as the form for each player is a mess due to people quitting, etc.
I would prefer, of course, if we're gonna have strange requirements with ratings, etc., then no cap at all. If not, if EA insist on the cap, I would prefer if it was possible to use our main teams at least. So that would help at least for me. Of course, no caps would be the best, but maybe would be better to just put the Mycon card in like a season reward for 30 wins in FUT Champs for the whole season. That would have been probably my ideal solution if I could choose, though.
Daniel, any suggestions from yourself?
No, I honestly can't. I'd stick to what Ingvi and just go at your own pace.
Yeah. You know what I really truly miss in this game? Cups, like proper cups, like the old qualified cups. You have to win 4 to qualify for Weekend League, for example. I don't say qualify 4 times to get actually in Weekend League, but win the cup 4 times in, I don't know, 4 weeks to get my com.
Yeah, something like that would be fun as well. At least,
And if you want to try 500 times, go ahead. If you can win it in 4 times,
yeah,
GG's on you.
And that's what Nathan and Shaq said on the Tuesday Club. That they were just saying, look, it's lots of people don't have, they might not have time to get through 12 games in 4 days, and then other times they have time to get through 15 games in a day. Why are you locking it away? And as Shaq was sort of saying on Tuesday, if you're going to do something like this, don't put them behind, friendlies. Do it in a really competitive mode, like we saw in Champs last year with was it Soboslai? Oh no, McAllister. He was one of them, and there was a Nabil Fekir. Red
yeah,
cards, weren't they? And because Champs is supposed to be the pinnacle of competition, friendlies is supposed to be what it says on the tin, isn't it? It's supposed to be friendly. You shouldn't be having to try and win 30 games out of 36 in a friendly mode. And that's before we even get into the absolute cluster that is the matchmaking system, the skill-based matchmaking, which
The
is
cheating, letting others play for you,
yeah,
account hacking.
exactly.
and the requirements. Lots of people have a main team, and some have some higher rated card for fodder for SBCs, but not a lot of people have good usable cards left to use in that mode. So they would have to kind of maybe buy some cards, lose lots of coins, use players they're not used to, and yeah, I think it's a really bad move by EA to do it like that, because not everybody can collect all the lower rated objective cards from the beginning. That might help, but changing around teams every 2-3 days and try new players, it's hard enough getting something going with your main team, and now like changing it every second day, it's crazy.
And I think one thing that always stuck with me from FUT in Review from years and years ago, that John always made the point of is, especially when we had icon swaps, John used to talk about the fact if you go through and play your icon swaps and you're playing all these different teams and you're playing rushing it and you're golden goaling and stuff like that, it really then messes you up when you go back into your division rivals or your FUT champs. And I found that as well after playing, bloody find the player in the bib game and then trying to then go into Div 2 rivals. And it was just, again, I was just all over the place. So, and, I was venting my feelings of displeasure within the Discord. And John made the great point. He just said, look, you're not going to get stressed if you don't play the mode, which I absolutely agree with. But at the same time, I am an Evo fiend and I needed the Evo. So I had to go and play the mode. So I think this is what we're all talking about. It's kind of like, it's kind of forcing people into playing different modes. Of course, no one's got a gun to your head forcing you to play it, but that feeling, that FOMO feeling, EA are very, very good at doing that.
Yeah, although I don't want to be negative about this too much, because I feel it's actually cool that EA are experimenting with these things and handing rewards for performing. I think the execution could be a little bit better, definitely, right? And I do agree with all the arguments there. But I also appreciate the fact that they're not pushing it into SBCs or only into pack sales, and the limiting of the teams make sure everyone is having a decent shot at it as well. So I kind of appreciate that thought behind that, honestly. And I don't know if many people agree with me looking at the socials this week. But hey, if you started the game in December, you have not, your opposition don't have the gold squads against you either, right? In this mode, like they build it, and you have a shot at Maicon. Is it too limited? Is it maybe too strict? Is the actual achievement of getting him too much? Probably. But then again, maybe the Ødegaard card was in reach, and isn't there a problem? I don't think so. But as like I said, I didn't even play it because I was like, don't care about Ødegaard because you got, of course, Zidane. I don't care about my con because I got a team of the year fullback. You know what? Probably not worth the effort. So, yeah.
And I'd agree with this, and this is why I said again, put it behind something like Champs, where I'm parroting Shaq here, and please go and listen to the Tuesday Club. I'm not part of it anymore, but Nathan and Shaq are doing a great job. They paid me to say that, by the way. I would never praise Nath voluntarily. The point they were making is, chuck it in Champs, where you have to be at a consistently good level, and you kind of know the level that you're at. Whereas in the friendlies, like we've just talked about, people are gaming the system. We've got one member of our Discord. I'm not going to, name and shame because, do what you got to do. But he was talking about having rubber banding in other friendly modes to get their elo down to have easier matchmaking in the cup. And other people are doing silly things like paying, like we mentioned, paying people to play their games.
I want to hit on that paying for that games once more.
I mean,
someone sent me a message. This is what you guys should do. It's £60 for getting my con.
Yeah.
£60 for at least 30 games makes 0 sense from a business perspective. Just putting it out there. Don't want to sound arrogant, but that's like £1 a game in the end or something. I don't know, £1.50. I'm probably spending my time on something more fun at that same time. Just, I don't even get why you would play it for money for that amount. It's 30 wins, right? That's at least 30 games. That's not like a minimal effort if you put it in hours. So, yeah. People do what they need to do, but I think that was a bit much as well. So, yeah. And like people say in chats, was my con actually worth stressing about? Probably
no.
not.
I don't think so. But yeah, it's when you can game the system to get that kind of a player, it just hits bad. And as I said, it takes, I think having such an extreme win requirement takes what would have been a fun mode to try out different players and different combinations, rather than Ingvi sort of said, which is, this race. And look at some of the prices of these meta 86 players, which shows you how desperate people are to get any tiny competitive advantage. And then it stops becoming a friendly and becomes, basically the, your midweek weekend league, which I don't object to such a mode, but again, just put it somewhere else and make matchmaking make sense. Don't cross that matchmaking with other friendlies.
Did you see the guys, the price on Adeyemi, the 84 rated, is like 494,000 coins now because of these cups and league thing. So it was down to 200, I think, on the 17th, and now it's like almost 500,000 coins for an 84 rated card. It's crazy.
I mean, that is kind of cool, honestly. Although I've now quickly going to search if I have one in the club. We can also go the other route, because I talked about EA experimenting, and I quite appreciate that. And we have to win a lot of games to get a better player. But Ingvi, you can also get a player without actually playing games. What's that all about? What did they introduce today?
They introduced the training camp evolutions. So, which is a new concept. If there's a player you want to do an evolution, there's certain evolutions that fit the training camp. You just put in the player, activate the evolution, and it kind of sends the player away for a training camp. And after a set amount of time, that card will be finished the evolution / training camp, and you can just claim it. Will be upgraded without even having to play any matches, which can be good if you're going away on holiday and there's a player you want to do an evolution and there is one available for the training camp. Then you just put the player there and let it kind of cook nicely and be ready when you're done from your holiday, which is nice. If it's possible to set up chains there, that would be awesome in the future. But we'll see. There's just been some play styles possible now, I think, and a few roles. So I think this is kind of an experiment as well. But it would be nice if you could maybe 10,000 coins to put. If you're going away on holiday, you could at least do the evolution there while you're away. If from a free one, for example. So at least you would get before it ran out and would have the player ready when you come home. So things like that would be cool.
Daniel, first thoughts on this concept?
I mean, look, it's something new. I always appreciate EA trying things. This reminds me of going and playing Pokemon games back in the day, and
I was about to
you'd
hatch
go
a Pokemon there.
exactly. You go hatch a Pokemon, you go hatch an Evo, leave it at the Foot Daycare Center, and have it come out a brand new player. I think the execution of these particular Evos are a little bit poor because it's give a left winger inside forward plus plus. Most top end cards now have that, but
It's also max 88 you can put in. So
exactly. And the other ones give you a couple of shooting traits. Again is nice. And I suppose you would argue that most of the cards you'd be using these Evos on are probably low rated ones that are not in your team at the moment anyway. These very much feel like part of a chain. And we've had lots of good Evos like the Jamie one and all sorts where you can really boost those lower rated players up. So, having something that locks them away. I mean, look, I'll flip the question back to you two. Would you rather just lock a player away for 3 days or go through some of these insane requirements of playing 20 games in squad battles, rivals, or rush to get your 74 rated card up to a 78? I know which one I think I'd rather do.
well, as a family man, that's not too hard, right? What's weekend league? Put him in. I put him in jail from Friday. I get him out of jail on Monday. Being involved, that sounds pretty solid to me, though.
Yeah, the long ones would be nice to just put it in there. But if it's the best player you have in your club, then being without that player in online modes for like 3 days,
that would be actually far more interesting. Just no limit on these players, but gets inside for plus plus, for example, on a winger. Put any card in there, and then you're like, okay, should I sacrifice my A player, Son, for example, for it? Be without him for 4 days, but when he's back, oh, that could be cool. I think that idea is actually far more interesting than limiting the player you can put in.
they should give some special evolutions that didn't have any cap on ratings to like +4 all over or something, even though they had 90 something pace. And people pay a certain amount of coins to do that, and just let them cook in the background for the training camp. That would be worth being without that card if it really, really boosted everything afterwards.
I quite like that. For example, you have I got a left back that I've been enjoying all year, but she's getting a little bit slow for the current meta. Put that left back in for a week, and you get a better version back. But I'm without a left back for a week, so I have to make some compromises. I think, honestly, or hey, put Zidane in, make it a 95 after a week with something else. Like, well, it hurts my team for this week. But that could actually be. It's not actually the weird thing. It's nothing to do with a proper training camp because we're not playing in that train when you're on training camp. But I don't dislike that idea. I think the two examples we currently have is just a little bit like, fun, but who cares?
Yeah, it needs to be better than those.
Yeah, I mean, for little boosts like this, I would much rather and look, this is going to take far too much time and coding, which, EA are not going to do. But I would much rather it was a literal training camp. You could put it into moments or the skill
Friendlies
or skill games and just go away. And it's like, to get chip shot, go away and score 20 goals. Or there's a mini game where you have to score 5 chip goals within 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Just something like that, I think would be cool. And they had modes like moments, which they basically just let wither and die. Within,
it's good for free packs at the start of the year. First day.
But they promised us this as the features you used to see in games of the past. Where it would be like, recreate Liverpool's epic comeback against Barcelona in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. You've got 30 minutes to score 2 more goals, and they never did any of that. It was just kind of like too much. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. But yeah, overall, it's fine. We'll see how it develops.
Yeah, you can find the evolution just in my club under training camp tab. It says, right?
Yeah, and you have to interestingly, you have to put players in it through the companion app.
Yeah, you can't find it on
console.
console.
It's on the console, but you can't.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's on console, but you can't put players into it on the console. An alert pops up saying use a companion, which again is just you're sitting here thinking, how much in profit did you make last year?
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
unnecessary.
Yeah. But again, we got 3 players. We got an upgraded. We got an icon that got upgraded in Maradona. We got a new mode which can give over some sort of a new idea to get a new player in, and we get this. The last couple of weeks, I'm just going to shed some positivity in this, but the last couple of weeks, EA is definitely experimenting with things to add and try and change things around. And although the execution isn't always perfect, and I do appreciate this. Right?
Yeah, they're trying to do different things, fix things, and make changes that people want. So let's hope it continues.
Yeah, definitely. What also continued is the promotion. We have Team 2, and it's such a good promotion. I actually forgot the name. Fancy, of course. FUT Fancy. I could call it out, but I'm not. FUT Fancy Team 2. Ingvi, do you want to discuss content?
Yeah,
30 minutes in the show.
We got an objectives player, and Numi Feller, playing for Real Madrid, female player, 88 rated striker. Looks solid, just play matches, I guess, squad battles mostly. I don't think the card is going to make many squads now, but evolution potential is there, I think. We got
but you can say that with every card. Though.
Yeah, well, we got 2 SBCs, player SBCs. One which is a little bit annoying, and we got Randal Kolo-Muani, the Juventus legend, a little bit expensive. Striker.
Legend.
91 rated striker.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, with quick step plus and first touch plus, nice playstyles, finesse, normal, power shot, technical, flair, trivela, aerial. Looks like a good card as well. I personally don't think it's worth over 850,000 coins. 4-star skimmers, 5-star weak foot. It's probably quite good, but I think you can do better with that much, I think. Coin-wise, at least.
Can you, though?
Well, the thing with the Kolo-Muani card is, and this is a trick that EA have loved to play over the last couple of years, is a couple of the Evos that have come out in the last few days, you've been able to create monster Kolo-Muani cards anyway. The only, to a fairly equivalent level to this, not the 5-star weak foot. And then, of course, they, put a promo card in packs as well. I think this is a very good card. I think, if you're someone that is just literally, I hate playing against you, but if you are someone that sits deep and spams through balls, this card is going to do absolutely great for you, because they're going to burn off most defenders. This finishing is pretty much where it needs to be. So yeah, I really like this card. And again, with just how plentiful fodder is at the moment, we've, in the old days when you talked about an 800k SBC, it really was going to cost, because you had to buy so many of your fodder cards. Whereas now they're handing them out left, right, and centre. The amount of, I'd been fascinated to find out the amount of Martin Odegaards I've had in my club this year.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Kane anymore, but
Hegerberg.
Yeah, and Hegerberg, exactly. So, and I've been at a point with my club where I've just been doing the icon gambles simply out of boredom. And usually it'll be like, oh my goodness, I've gutted my club of fodder. I've got nothing to show for it but a base Fernando Torres. But actually, I put, for a one reward cycle later, everything is back in there. So yeah, and especially with this being a live card as well, I really, it's a card that I am actually considering. Especially because of that 5-star weak foot.
But the form of Juventus, John.
No, I don't like. No, don't. I mean,
okay. Then okay, we talk about the next.
I don't think they score many goals. I think that's going to be an issue.
That's one thing.
I mean, I agree, but on its own, right?
Yeah,
this card's fast. It's easy to link. I think the stats are all in the right places. his card having a
there's
5-star skill move would break it. So I think it's just on par with everything.
44 aggression is maybe a little bit low.
Who cares about it?
But remember the card we had this time last year, Timo Werner, and how many people were like, "Oh, Timo Werner," and that card. He was a demon. He was an absolute, and it was very similar to this card. And just for that basis alone and the FOMO factor, I will probably just end up getting this card done.
Yeah, because of my lack of playtime, I don't know if I can get him done. But I'm this close to saying if on the could, should, or don't do it. It's almost a should do, I think, actually.
Compared to what else is out there at the moment, I think so. I'd maybe give it 2 or 3 more days.
Even if he upgrades, he's broken. If he doesn't upgrade, still a very good card for the value, I think.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get any upgrades, he'll be, we're talking probably evoable in, 6 weeks or so. And yeah, he's just a meta player in game.
Yeah.
He's the Mbappe you can't afford. Or you can afford, I should say. Right?
Ingvi will argue that they shouldn't be using Mbappe in the first place. So
no, I don't mind these people using Mbappe as long as it's not the team of the year one. The other one misses the target a bit, but the team of the year one is looks very clinical. I've seen many shots go in.
Daniel,
in my goal.
First touch on the striker. Yay or nay?
Well, it's funny because I asked this very question to you in the Discord this week, John, which, of course, people can join the Discord absolutely free. The link is posted in the description for all these shows. Great conversations happen all the time. Because, like yes, we had the Evo that was a part of the... Was it part of the league, Ingvi? Or was it... No, it was part of the second Fantasy Cup, wasn't it?
Which one?
The Choose a Playstyle Plus Evo.
Yeah, that was second cup. Yeah.
The Bibs Cup. The Swaps Cup, the most visually annoying cup in FUT history. So I had Kelvin Ayabatiaman. I dare anybody to try and spell it without looking it up. Reading striker, and I needed a second playstyle plus for him, so I was debating whether to put him in the finesse Evo or to give him first touch plus. And so I said, John, what would you rather have? And John, you said,
I said first touch, yeah.
And I think I agree, because if you are playing balls into particularly a big striker like Kelvin is, I think he's 6'3", to be able to sort of have that control and then to help be able to turn, especially in comboed up with press proven, is very, very good. And John, is it right that it will help that if you're playing a through ball through as well, it will help them control the ball in those scenarios as well, even without their back to goal?
Yeah, and I think it's the stickiness on the feet, basically. That's the best way to summarize it, right? And I hate when the first touch sucks. And I think especially when you have a big striker who doesn't have the speed. Like you said, your example was a striker that's not super fast, but big. You just want him to hold the ball.
Yeah, right? 89 pace. So
that's just, which still isn't slow, honestly. But I compare it with Socrates, which is in my team, which might get replaced by Colomboani now. But hey, but with Socrates, and I think if you look at his playstyles, he doesn't has the first touch. And what happens with him is he sometimes just the ball bounces off his feet. Well, he's a big, strong guy, which should be able to hold the ball. If he has the ball, you can't really get him off him. But if you give him the ball, it might bounce off his feet. And I think if he would have that first touch plus, I wouldn't even consider dropping him off my team because he's still lethal in front of goal. And that's why if you look at Colomboani, who also has it, I think that's just a big extra bonus.
Yeah, I can kind of vouch for the first touch plus working really well because I have the level 40 Firmino.
Oh, really? Then you didn't mention that.
He has the first touch plus, and I pinged some really hard passes into his feet, and he controls them with ease, turns around, can shoot straight away, or can pass, he can dribble in tight situations because the ball is glued to his feet, and always a good touch to do something nice with the ball afterwards. So this has been a really kind of a little bit of a revelation for me because I didn't know it was that effective, at least not the Playstyle Plus version. So I really like it.
It's been a while since I used this, but
FUT Coaching's top tip.
Get first touch plus on your player, on your strikers.
And he's also, of course, got the other playstyle plus that is, I think, probably top 3 in the game at the moment. The quick step plus makes such a difference for attacking players to get away, and even fullbacks as well. So yeah, having the combination of those two is great. I think the only thing you might otherwise say though is, yeah, maybe not. Only 8 playstyles if you include 2 playstyle pluses is a little bit low. So he will need that upgrade of giving him 2 regular play styles. What they'll give him, I'm not sure, but hopefully it would be something like press proven and rapid would be my preference.
Yeah, that would make him really good. I agree.
Yeah. I know the next player if you want to talk about a certain right winger, perhaps.
Yes.
It's like we've been doing 700 shows together already.
Yeah, it's this is it's Rafinha, and he got a 90 rated SBC. It costs around 600,000 coins, which is okay. But the problem, it's not, at least which annoys me, is that not long ago he had a Trailblazer SBC that cost pretty much 500,000 coins ish. And why do we need another Rafinha SBC now already?
Yeah, the former SBC expired in November, though. So that's
Yeah,
been
but
a while. But I do agree with your point. Like when I saw this card tonight on the website, I was like, wait, what? Did I miss? This is the old one. Because it's also red. It's pretty similar looking as well, right? At least to my old eyes.
Yeah, I think it's honest. There's so many. This is a world tour one. I know it's Brazil, which is the nation themed for this season, which is fine. But there's so many Brazilian players that EA could have chosen that wasn't Rafinha, that already had an SBC. So
don't Ingby, because if they don't choose Rafinha, you know who else they'll choose? The other man who gets 8 million promo cards.
Vinicius.
I was going to say his great friend Rodrigo.
But he's in the promo team.
Exactly. Though, so. if you don't get Rafinha, you get Rodrigo. They've both got. I'm sure they've both got personal service contracts at this point.
Hi, at least there's no Militao in there.
He's coming. Don't you worry. He'll be here soon.
They could have given it to Anthony given him a 2-star weak foot instead of 1-star weak foot. It would have been better than this, for me at least. It's like, come on, be a little bit creative. There's so many copy-paste players now, so we kind of reaching the point where they're coming back into packs, which we have Tell as well.
I agree with Daniel, though. He probably has I need to get 5 special cards a year contract or something.
Could be, but then it's like, not for me. I'm just, it's a good card, but after we had the Blueprint Team of the Year evolution, I don't think he will get into my team at least. I think Dembele will still be better than him. So also another waste.
But it's not a bad card, right? If you put it in perspective,
no, it's
right
not
winger, good value, 5-star weak foot, good rolls, good playstyle, sticky taka, Rappa, you name it. If you haven't done any of his cards before and you have a lacking spot on the right wing, and if you didn't do the Maradona right wing like I did, this isn't a bad card to do, right? No, it's a good do SBC.
Easy to link, etc. Yeah, it is, but still.
But pretty.
You can get cheaper but get cheaper options as well.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to what I said earlier, though, Ingby, isn't it? The fact that it's an SBC player and you're literally being handed fodder pretty much for even walking near to your console these days, yet alone playing the game, you'll just magically find an 84x5 in your storage. Means that most people will probably get this done for even if you had nothing in your club. As I said, a couple of reward cycles, and you can probably do this one for free. On that basis alone, if you have got a bit of a hole down the right hand side, it is for you. I mean, what is it? The top challenge is a couple of 88 squads, a couple of 87s, and going down from there 86, 85, 84. So only 2 88 squads. It's not going to take people very long to do this, I don't think. Especially because we're all
No,
getting that lovely. If you've been playing the game, I can't wait to open the 4x90+ pack we're getting, and see which 4 goalkeepers they managed to give me this time.
has there been 4 goalkeepers rated over 90 in
Yeah,
those
that's it.
promos?
There are. Don't you worry. You've got
Why?
Endler, Pickford.
I got Pickford twice last week.
I listened. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, there's enough.
They're all. Don't you remember? And Romero. Don't you remember in numero FUT? Just right at the end, they just seem to chuck a load of goalkeepers in. So don't worry. They're coming. They're coming for us. Not everybody else will be getting nice exotic cards, and I'll just have many goalkeeping.
It's 90 plus, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was like, for some strange reason, I thought it was 92 plus. So I was like, oh, this could be really good. It has to be really good. And it's like 90. I was like, maybe not.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Want to take a peek into the team, though?
Go on then.
Yes, we can.
But
There's some big shock. A few familiar faces. Mathis Tell, Rodrigo, Rashford, Alfonso Davies, and we have Miss Walsh as well. Fermin is also well known. Pavard is not been seen this year, and that card looks really good. And Darwin Nunes, for example, to mention a few, which I found.
If Ingvi gets critical about Liverpool players being too often in the team, it's serious. Eh?
Yeah, it's not performance based for Darwin, and I'm not sure he will get, unfortunately, many upgrades either. Well, the team should hopefully get a few, but he's not been very clinical, which kind of, I would say EA quite got right his composure on this card. I'm sorry, Darwin. I really like you as a player and person, but 83 composure could almost be a little bit too kind as well, because he's not been hitting the goal that much, and his Centurions card had 82, so got a +1 composure, but on a +4 rated card. So I don't think EA was. Well, they're not unrealistic, at least. All the other stats looks really nice, besides the composure, of course. But 90 finishing is a little bit generous as well, I think. But the card looks nice. He has some good play styles. I don't think he's worth 700,000 coins with those stats. And I think it's quite crazy, the prices of some of the other ones. You know which ones are meta in-game when you look at the prices. But there are some, I think, fun cards at least that will be affordable.
Yeah, but before we go into the cards that are affordable, Ingvi,
yes,
we have to go into a little ad break talking about affordable. Look how I put that one in today. Ingvi, seriously though, and everyone listening, of course, if you want to take your gameplay to the next level, you should check out Noxport, because Noxport is the ultimate video analysis tool for any sport at any level. And of course, if you ever had a coaching session at FUT Coaching, you know what, because at futcoaching.com, we use Noxport in every single session to help players identify areas for improvement. And the best part about today is you can try it yourself with a free trial at noxport.com. And if you want to see how top clubs like Liverpool train their strikers, I should almost say, but they also use the same software. So visit analysispro.com for inspiring case studies. And if you want to experience the power of Noxport for your own FC game, check out futcoaching.com, of course, and you can get a personal analysis of one of your own FC matches using Noxport to break down your gameplay and help you improve where it matters most. So whether you're a coach, player, or a content creator like us, Noxport gives you the insight that makes a difference. So check out noxport.com. And, well, if you really want to see how Nunes performs in real life, they also have full analysis on that as well. Talk about cheap beast thing, which you want to discuss.
The one that I saw that could be a cheap beast is Kika Nazareth, actually.
Yes.
She is actually playing for Barcelona as well, so she links if you do the Rafinha SBC as well. She's from Portugal. She's a can play center mid and striker. She has the incisive pass and technical as playstyle plus 4-star skill with 4-star weak foot. But she has really good stats. It's a little bit confusing that she has 90 jumping, 90 stamina, 85 strength, 80 aggression, 19 heading accuracy, 90 standing tackle, 84 sliding tackle, and she is 5'7", but she has 95 short pass, 94 long pass, 90 vision, also 87 attacking position, 92 finishing, which is really nice. 87 agility and balance, 91 dribbling, and of course already could be put in evolutions. She also has chip shot, ping pass, long ball, tiki taka, flare, relentless, and trivela. So I think she could be a really, really good
Will get
cam.
upgraded as well, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, with the way Barcelona are playing, she's almost nailed on for an upgrade. I mean, kiss of death here as well. She hasn't been booked all season, which suggests she stands a good chance of getting that upgrade as well. The 10 club goals in 4 matches are almost nailed on. So you could be looking...
Two wins as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely nailed on. The goal or assist in 4 matches, that might be a little... She's only scored twice all season. I can't see assists from my good friends at Soccerway. So I don't know how well she's been providing goals, but she doesn't score that many. And Barcelona are going to win that domestic league as well. So that upgrade will tick, and she'll have another playstyle plus. So she'll be up to 3 playstyle pluses by, you'll have to wait a while, sort of 6 weeks or so. But yeah, you're looking at this card being, 3 playstyle pluses and 91, 92 rated with a 99 face stat and a 5-star weak foot or skill moves. I agree with Ingvi. I think for 32,000 coins at the moment, it's an absolute no-brainer. Just if you have that, just buy one, stash it in the club, because at some stage, she will be a 91, 92 rated card, and you'll be able to flog it even as fodder.
Yeah.
I just bought 3 just because I put my money where your mouths are.
John's trading channel straight up here.
Hey, you never know, right? I do agree, though, that this is a pretty fun. You buy for the upgrade, not necessarily because currently she's one of the top players around, right? I think this shows how many players there are available for a really good amount of money, right?
Yeah. So I also, if he's more expensive, but I think that Pavard card could be really good in game as well. He has some very good stats. I know it's like 540,000 coins, but I know it's not a cheap beast. But it's for those stats, that price, he can play center back, and I'm pretty sure he'll do well at right back as well. And French, easy to link. So Serie A, I think that he looks like a player that could go into many teams at the moment as well.
Feels a bit expensive for me. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, a little bit expensive, but again, I think you have to view these cards through the lens of what could they look like, and I think Pavard's got some of those upgrades baked into that cost, and obviously the linkability that comes with it. It's a really nice card, but yeah, whether it's 530, I don't know. The cheap beast,
He should drop.
Yeah, you would hope so with champs rewards, and if not, if you look at the way Team 1 prices just fell. And also, I think, again, the rumour mill has it that we're due a centre-back evolution as well. So that could always tank the price. Yeah. So we'll see on that one. My cheap beast would actually be Kira Walsh, formerly of Barcelona women, who's now transferred to Chelsea. And again, Chelsea, one of the real powerhouses in women's domestic football here in the UK, in England. So again, a card that is very likely to get a whole slate of upgrades, and Chelsea pretty much you would think are going to win the league, win the WSL as well this season. So again, you're suddenly looking at a card that could have, a 5-star weak foot or skill moves, be sort of 94, 95 rated with 3 playstyle pluses, and be, pretty much, 9 Golan gang, what do they call it when they're all 90s?
Yeah.
The only thing that she won't have is the shooting. Yes, she's 5'5", but if you're looking again for someone to buzz around, swipe the ball and then lay off a pass, her stats are already as a 92 pretty cracked. So again, 330k as she stands right now, I imagine she will probably dip down a little bit more. But again, I think if you're looking for a kind of a mid-range gamble and a very usable card, there's lots of Chelsea links, lots of English links as well. I'd pick out this card. The only thing that slightly holds it back for me is it doesn't have holding plus, and deep line playmaker is only a plus in CDM.
Like Ingvi should say, should get
well.
ready for an Evo.
Yeah, she will fit an Evo later. So yeah, it looks like a really good. I was also going to mention this card as a really good one. Crazy good stats already.
Going back to Nunes though, Ingvi, I know it's quite fun to make fun of Darwin Nunes at the moment. Bless him. Well, not fun. It's easy to make fun of Darwin Nunes at the moment. And I take your point with the composure. But if you look apart from that composure, with the form that Liverpool are in, again, this could be a really top striker. If he gets that 5-star weak foot, and then you're suddenly looking at a couple of upgrades, and you're looking at a 96 pace, the shooting goes up to 93, 94, that composure goes up to high 80s. Are you not a bit more excited by that card? For what is 680 is not too much at the moment.
I'm not sure he's going to be without no yellow or red cards, though. He's got 6 yellow cards already this season.
If he stays on the bench and barely comes on, he might be able to sneak through.
He could sneak in an assist or a goal.
He could sneak in a yellow card from the bench as well, by the way.
Yeah, that's... Well, he has had some really nice assists to Salah. So as a super sub, he could easily just pop in and give an assist, and then
getting him hyped. Then all I can see is his smile turning up.
If he gets 7 of them, the price.
If Darwin Nunes get a 99 rated stat on the dribbling, his composure suddenly is lower 98, 99. That could be.
I'm sure they put his defending up by 99.
99 aggression, surely.
Yeah. So,
but here comes the real question, though. I think this is how you compare it. Do you put in 800, 700 something thousand for Colomwani, or do you put it in Nunes?
I would put it in Nunes because I know how good the 87 rated card was when it was released. Crazy good. I could still do an evolution on him and use him now, I think. But the composure could make him a little bit like a non-inform Mbappe, missing a few sitters.
Always coming in.
But he's, with that, again, the edge that Nunes has over Moani is, he's probably more likely to get team-based upgrades. Sorry, John.
Guys, I'm wearing black and white. Come on here.
But also, it's that physicality he's got. So he's going to have that jam factor with 88 aggression and 89 strength. As well.
He was just bulldozing through with the Centurion's card.
Exactly.
And he also got Rapid Plus and normal Quick Step with Relentless and Press Proven, First Touch, Tiki Taka, Power Shot, Chip Shot.
Guys, I know we get sponsored today by a organization that works together with Liverpool, but it's not this. We're not getting paid for recommending Nunes.
I'm just saying though.
I'm just kidding.
For 650k, I think that's
he'll drop.
And he'll probably drop, and that is, I think,
not
a
after
very
this
well-priced
show.
Card. The fact he costs less than Jamie Carragher's defender card at the moment. Let's just talk about all the Liverpool players. Let's talk about the Reading players in the promo.
Yeah, and all the final
finished
players.
Now. That section is finished. Haven't even got any former Reading players to talk about.
Where are the Dutch players, by the way? Yeah, of course, we have one on the bench, which I've never heard about. But I mean, levels being 17k.
I'm pretty sure Gravenberg is due a new promo card soon.
Liverpool contract. Yeah, true.
Yeah, because he had the FC Pro Live one, so he should be due one soon. There's also a few heroes that looks really good, of course, as well. That was released today.
Yes, Dietmane.
Yeah, he looks really good. I'm a big fan of Jari. He was a great player. Sadly, too many injuries.
Started the wrong club, unfortunately. But hey, still respect. Did you know he had one type of shoe he always played on?
Yeah.
And because that shoe was not made anymore, he bought about 1,000 of them or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel a lot better about Jari Litmanen now. He's no longer haunting me in icon packs. It's the same with Nakata as well. Suddenly I feel much better about them when they're not mugging me off from my base icon and prime icon packs.
Did you see the Sheriff got a promo card as well?
He did. I am very fond of the Sheriff, Robbie Keane.
Yeah, that looks like a really good card as well.
I'm glad that's on the SBC this year, though.
Which club have they tied Keane to? Has he been tied to Spurs?
He has a white kit at least.
Yeah, I look at FUT GG says Spurs. Which is slightly concerning in terms of upgrades.
This is nice, guys. No Liverpool Liverpool players are tuning in at Moss, but all Juventus players dropped off by now, and so did all the Spurs fans. And Reading fans and Feyenoord fans. No, we're definitely keeping people on board tonight. Well done.
Littman is linked to Barcelona, so he should get some upgrades as well. That's also a good one, I think.
Yeah, I think many of these cards are just pretty cool. And I like them. I like the hero coming back and actually feeling like upgrade. To be fair, I'd probably get another Howard card this week. Which I've had enough of as well.
He's a very good goalkeeper, as Tim Howard.
Sure, but so is Casillas.
Is he though? He lets me down. What I was going to say about Tim Howard though is that long throw plus trait is really, really good. It's very, very underrated. If you're someone that likes to start quick counts and stuff from corners and things like that, it's again, even if you just got the base trait, I quickly noticed it when I went back into the cup. And had someone, I think I had Bernd Leno, and his throws basically, it's like some sort of like a moon throw compared to the absolute arrows you get out of someone like Howard.
But if goalkeepers have 77 jumping, I'm always a little bit scared.
Yeah, but he's Tim Howard. He's a little bit special. Again, look, please talk him down because I would like him to be as cheap as possible. So
he's cheap already. He's 120 something. 190 currently.
Yeah, but 120 I'd feel a lot better with.
Yeah. Well, he'll be there at the end of the week.
Just going back to, I know I'm jumping around a bit, but I think the one card, and you talk about cheap beasts, that is really, really cheap is Matthias Tell. And I know, again, we're bashing Spurs. But do you think that's just because it's Spurs, or is there something on the card that you don't like?
Talk about an 89 rated striker from Spurs, of course.
Yeah,
does he need to? Let's look at the card itself.
He already had a promo card that was quite decent in games. So
we're talking about spending 800k in fodder on Kylo Mwani or 700,000 coins on Nunes, and you compare this card to those two, and again the composure is maybe a little bit lower at 85. But
was 4-star 4-star versus 4-star 5-star or the other way.
So. Yeah, it's some very good stats on that card.
I think Dallas might actually,
but he does. He has rapid, but he doesn't have quick step. But that's not a must. Really.
He's got first touch as well.
Yeah. So he got finesse plus, which is really nice at the moment. So
yeah, thanks for this. I'm so glad I just put in 3 I put in 3 SBCs already for the Colomwani, and now I'm
but 80 reactions. I'm not a fan of that though. That's maybe a little bit of a no for me. 80 reactions. They will take some extra touches in the box when they shoot.
They don't first touch?
Yeah, but still, they are slower to react. But you can put them into the evolution, which boosts the dribbling. If you haven't used it, he will get 90 reactions and 90 composure, which is nice.
Yes, he will also be green.
Yes,
that's not a problem.
Anyway, I apologize. I've derailed our hero chat.
No, I think it's fine. I think actually Tell is
it's a
good value for money, and I think facing that card could be awkwardly annoying. That makes sense.
Also, Cha Mario Gomez looks really good, and I guess the price reflects that as well.
It could be, if I was as fast as getting that on screen. But it's a 93 rated striker now, 1.9 million.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to spend too much time talking about a 1.9 million player. You probably could.
But there's the card on social media, isn't it, that basically uses Gomez all year long.
I remember.
I'm sure he will be absolutely loving life tonight, and then desperately trying to cobble together 1.9 million coins to buy him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Just put it. He's good. He's 2 million. He's good. I think, generally speaking, this promo brings in some cool players. But I so much like looking at the players, like you said, like Tell, for example, Pavard. Those affordable players that we're doing. Although I was very hyped by Colomwani, and the more this podcast went on, the more I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have put in three
He should be fine.
89s, 88s.
He'll be
stuff
great.
already.
He'll be great.
Yeah. I don't think you'll have any huge regrets after doing that. I think
Not huge regrets, just minor regrets. Cheers.
At
for
least
that.
you can't pack him, at least, so that's a good thing.
That is true.
That's
true.
a huge bonus, I guess.
I just wish he had a different kit where I don't like this kit, but that's a different story. Talking about a different story. Next Tuesday, we have episode 666. There should be some special spicy content in there, but I just can't find it. Daniel, have any clues about what we should do for episode 666?
The podcast of the beast.
Oh, that's a good one. Send in your cheap beasts.
There you go.
For next episode. Tag us at socials, of course, at Food and Review everywhere. Put in your cheap beast or your big beast, or big bad beast, whatever, in the Discord chat. Just tag one of the hosts and we'll use it for next Tuesday, where we'll just make sure that Nathan and Shaq will talk about the podcast of the beast.
Can't trust Nate to do anything.
Sorry?
My slander of Nate will just continue. The guy takes constant pops at me on the Tuesday Club. I'm listening, Nate. I'm hearing what you're saying on this.
Yeah, I have to admit though, he's getting pretty good at hosting, Daniel.
Yeah, I know. But he learned, he learned from the worst. So
From the best, you actually wanted to say best. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
He's learned from the worst. He's learned from all my mistakes. He's taken that forward.
No, mate. I can only very much appreciate you being back and on the Friday and making time next to your amazing busy schedule.
Yes, it's nice. I've got an evening where my wife has gone out. So yeah, I've put the kids to bed, and so it's nice to be able to hop on with you two and talk about foot before I subject myself to weekend league. At which point I'll be talking to you two again as you two, try and convince me not to uninstall the game and just to calm down a bit.
Typical Friday. That's just a Friday night.
The circle of foot. It's what it binds us all.
That is episode 999, the Circle of Foot.
Sponsored by the Lion King.
Exactly, yeah. Again, check out footcoaching.com, foodandreview.com, of course, for all things foot. We'll put out the social, we'll put out the tag, the New Jersey, of course, on the website as well. Sending you questions as always. I hope everyone has a terrific weekend. First match with Robin van Persie at the helm at Feyenoord tomorrow, so definitely worth checking that out. I'm already nervous. Probably can only end in disappointment, as they say, just as his striker card in foot. But we'll see that next time. See you guys after the weekend. Everyone have a great time. There's just one thing left for us to do, and that is to
Drop it.
Drop it.
F-U-T. F-U-T. F-F-F-U-T. F-U-T. T.
Interview.
F-U-T.